Hello, Michelle. How's it going? What's going on?
Good. Yeah, Lindsay. Boy, did I have a lot of fun over the weekend. I got to hang around in the park. I saw some friends, but boy, am I tired because, we had daylight savings and I'm still kind of adjusting to that. Have you adjusted yet?
I've adjusted. We had to get up super early to go skiing on Sunday, so I just kind of got right into it, just ripped off the Band-Aid and did it. I'm feeling okay. I'm feeling okay. Yeah. So,
That's good.
Michelle, it's
Yeah.
interesting how you just described your weekend, right? You said,
Yes.
"Boy, did I have a lot of
Boy.
fun," right? Over
Boy,
the weekend.
yes. Yes,
Mhm.
this is very interesting what I did here. And the reason that I did this is because we had a listener, D, ask this great question. And I'm really excited about this question, not only because it's a great listener question, but because it was inspired by an episode of Friends. And D
Yes.
is a super listener. Thank you, D, for listening.
Oh, amazing. Thank you for being a super listener. And as we're emailing more and more these days with our listeners, if you're on our email list, there's lots of back
Mhm.
and forth nowadays, guys, that we're having with you. But I'm noticing I asked our students on our email list, what TV shows do you use to learn? So many people said Friends, Michelle. Very
Yeah.
common.
Oh, yeah. Those are
So,
my kind of people. Yes,
yes,
exactly.
for sure. For sure. Yeah, good stuff. Do we have another episode for our listeners to check out today before we get into it?
Definitely. So here we have episode 2185 is a recent episode we did, which was Is that idiom outdated? How to ask if vocabulary is relevant. We just did that one. That was a lot of fun.
Such a good one. Okay, I'm going to just jump right into reading the beginning of
Let's
Dee's
do it.
question. All right, so Dee says, "Hey, Lindsay, Michelle, Jessica, and Aubrey, what's shaking?" Dee here from the Philippines. I really appreciate you guys. Your podcast made me learn a lot. It's helped me improve my speaking skills. There's a phrase from an episode of Friends, and Chandler said it. The conversation goes this way. Are you ready, Michelle? We're actually going to
Let's do
do the
it. We're going to do
conversation.
it.
All right, so listen up, guys. Here we go. I bought a boat.
You bought a boat?
Well, yeah, but it wasn't for me. It was for a friend.
Boy, did we make friends with the wrong sister.
And you were
That
Chandler in that case,
that
right?
was my Chandler voice. May he rest in peace. Okay.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
So yes. So sorry, continue. I got distracted.
No, so this is good. So well, that was what D wants to highlight in the question. Now here's the question. So the phrase in which the word did is before the pronoun is what I would like to ask for more examples of. In some cases, I also hear a phrase like, "Oh boy, did I blank." In what
Mhm.
conversation And what kinds of conversations can we use these? Thank you so much, guys. I'm looking forward to listening to all the episodes of your other podcasts. You guys rock. Super listener D. Wow, D.
Thank
We so
you.
appreciate you as a super listener. We've been hearing lately from a lot of super listeners.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
definitely have. I've been getting these reviews from you, and these are beautiful reviews and people who have
Yes.
listened for years and years and years. And so, thank you
Yes.
so much. Thank you, Dee. Keep listening. We really appreciate you. And to all of our listeners, we appreciate you.
Yeah, it's fantastic. There's one listener that messages me or messages us, All Ears English, in Instagram every time he completes another 100 episodes, and he's going all the way back.
Oh, I
It's
love
fantastic.
it.
Yeah, it's
That is so
fantastic.
wonderful.
It's so great. It's
Okay.
a great question, though, Michelle, isn't
Oh,
it?
this is good. This is gonna be fun. So, Lindsay, do you think this construction is pretty common? Boy, did I. Boy, did blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, I mean, I think for sure it is. It's
I think so
another
too.
creative way of expressing yourself, and we always look for different ways to express ourselves with words,
Right.
right?
Right.
Mhm.
I think it's for saying something in a zippy way. I know we love to say things are zippy, Lindsay. Something with a little personality to it. So think of
Mhm.
Chandler on Friends. Could
Right.
he have said, "Wow, we made friends with the wrong sister"?
Sure. He could have
He
said that.
That would
Mhm.
have been fine, but it wouldn't have been as funny. It added some humor,
Yeah.
personality. It's
Yeah.
an exclamation.
Yeah, I agree. And it's a connection moment. It's more of a commentary, a way of making a comment in a more creative way. So I want our listeners to know about this today so they have this option, right?
Mhm, mhm. Right, exactly. It connects to you. This
Mhm.
is frequently used with exclamations such as "boy," "wow," "man." But
Yeah.
planning this episode, I felt like "boy" was the most common.
Yeah, I guess I agree, right?
Mhm.
It is the most
Mhm.
common. Why not girl? Why not
Yeah, it's
lady?
funny.
I don't know. I don't know. Someone came up with that, but we're just showing you the English that exists, right?
Right, right. So,
Mhm.
just to review the grammar a little bit, D is right. We're just switching the order.
Mhm.
Chandler could have said, hold on, I'm going back to this. Boy, we made friends with the wrong sister.
Right. So in this case, we're just switching the order of the grammatical order of
Yeah.
the pronoun and the verb, right, Michelle?
Right.
Mhm.
So we can look at that a little bit closer in these upcoming examples. So, Lindsay, you want to read the first example?
All right. We say, boy, am I tired?
Instead of
Yeah.
boy, I am tired. Okay.
Right. And yeah, like you said, boy, I'm tired. Sure, that could
That's
work.
fine.
It just feels a little less interesting for some reason.
Right. I can't quite put my finger on what it does, but I think it's just a little bit more interesting, a little bit more personality,
Yeah. Yeah.
commentary on something. So
Sure.
let's do another one. So, boy, did we work hard on that. Time for a break.
Okay, interesting. Or here's another. Boy, did she lose her ring in a bad place. Oh, yes, I know someone who
Ooh.
lost their wedding ring down a pipe, like a 200-year-old pipe in the sink. Not good.
Oh my gosh. There's no way of
No.
getting that back.
No, it's gone.
Oh gosh, that's
Yeah.
terrible.
Uh-huh.
Or so just to comment on those. So again, boy, did we work hard. We could have said, boy, you wouldn't say, boy, we did work hard. You could say, boy,
Boy,
did
we did
we would
work.
say, boy, we worked hard.
Right. So you take out the did and go straight to the main verb in that case, right? But
Exactly.
today we're talking about switching the order and just making it a little
Switching
more
it
interesting, right?
around.
Mhm.
So what about man? Let's do an example of man.
So, man, did we have fun? There's a bit
Okay.
of a hint of this can be used when we're a little nostalgic for the past, I think.
Hmm.
Like I think about the road trip I went on in 2016 where we created our course, the Connected
Yeah.
Communicator. I think
Yeah.
about who joined me on that trip and if I saw like my friend Allie, I'd say, "Oh boy, was that a great road trip." Instead of
Yeah.
saying, "Boy, that was a great road trip." Boy, was that a great adventure. Okay? So
Right.
that's another example. Yeah?
Right. Yes, exactly. Or, man, have we been here a long time instead of,
Mm.
man, we've been here a long time. So, again, you're just switching it around. Now, you can't do this with every verb, but these ones like am, did, have, those are common ones where you can
Yeah,
do that.
yeah, I love it. Okay, Michelle, what else? What else? Where do we go from here?
Okay. So, you can also use it with other verbs or tenses. So, wow, was she amazing?
Wow. So
Mm.
we can do this in the past tense too. Interesting. I love that.
Yes, yes. So
Wow, was
we're
she
showing you some other examples.
So in terms of the pronunciation when we go into the past tense, does this sound right to you, Michelle? Wow, was she amazing?
That
Right?
sounds amazing.
And what about another one?
Boy, was he mad.
Yeah. So are you emphasizing boy in that?
That's the thing.
Boy,
I
was he
I
mad.
do think when we've been doing these examples, I realize you kind of have to punch that first word. Boy, was he mad. Boy, we had
Wow, was
fun.
she amazing?
Wow. Mhm.
Yeah, I think you're probably right. Here's another one. Boy, do I have a story for you. That's fun. Good way to open a story, right?
Yeah, yeah. Or,
Uh-huh.
wow, do you need to clean up here?
Sounds like something you'd say to your kid after a play date or something, right?
Sounds like something my mom says to me when she comes to
Mm.
visit.
Oh,
Love you,
okay, I
mom.
see, I see. Does your mom listen to the podcast? Probably not, right? Maybe, who knows?
From time to time,
From
she
time to
she
time.
will. So
It's
yeah,
funny.
this is commentary, and again, we're switching verbs around, and you could say these if you switched them back around. You could do that as well. It's just adding a
Mhm.
little flavor to it. Keep things interesting. It's commentary on something.
Yes, and then there are other ways to do a commentary like this to add depth to what you're saying to make it fun. In episode 1953, is All Ears English amazing or what? Right?
Yeah.
And
So
that
that was
was
a
what was
while
mhm.
ago, but I wanted to bring it up because that's something that could happen with this as well.
Yeah.
So you could say something such as, did he spend too much money or what?
Oh my gosh, I love that. And so you're just saying basically he spent too much money, right? But
Yeah.
you are but it's a way of engaging with the person instead of making a statement, right? You're not necessarily asking for a response. Am I right? No, you're making a statement, but it's a little more back and forth there,
Yeah.
I think. Mhm.
Right. I definitely think so. So definitely listen to that episode 1953 way back a while ago,
Yeah.
but a good one to listen to get more examples of for what. But Lindsay, we've already touched on this. Any other comments on what you think this construction does?
But I think it does. I'm not surprised that Dee heard this on Friends because
Mhm.
it is something that it would be more likely to come out in kind of a funny commentary where people are chiming in and boy, did we do this, right? It's
Yeah.
kind of a little bit comical. It's
Yeah.
light, it's lighthearted, it's playful. It's not serious. Okay.
Right, you're playing with the language,
Yeah.
so you're being playful, and it's just another way to have variety. You can say, "He spent too much money." You can say, "We made friends with the wrong sister." You can say, "We had fun." It just
Yeah.
it just makes things interesting, and that's why you guys are here. That's why you are at this level listening to this podcast to get that variety, to have your words flow in different ways. I even just recently I met with a student who said she has trouble expressing herself in the way that she wants. She knows the idea of what she wants to say. Her English is quite advanced. I mean,
Mhm.
you would say she's near native, if not completely native. But to
Mhm.
her, she feels that she doesn't know enough ways to get her thoughts across. So
Right.
we're giving you lots of different options and trying to help you with that.
I love that. Yeah, it's true. So it's kind of yeah. So these are different ways to do it. Let's show our listeners now, Michelle, in a role play. Shall we do that?
Let's do it. So here we are. And Lindsay, this goes back to what you said about nostalgia. We are friends reminiscing about a party that we went to.
Yes. Here we go. And all right, go for it.
Okay, boy, did we have fun that night.
Definitely, the food was amazing and the music was incredible.
Oh, yes. Man, did our feet hurt after that night.
I couldn't walk for days.
Yes. And remember when Francine accidentally spit out her wine when she was laughing?
Yeah. Did we crack up or what?
Yes, but boy, the host was mad. It got all over the white rug.
Yeah, so kind of nostalgia, right? We're thinking
Mhm.
back on something, remembering it in a positive way.
Mhm.
It brings us together just to do that,
Yeah,
to think
it
back.
does. It
Mhm.
does. And of course, we wouldn't say all of these things all at once. Boy, did we do that. Boy, did we do that, right? In the same one. But we wanted to give you the examples. Of course, we could have just said, yes, the
We
host
had
was
fun that
so
night.
mad. Oh, we
Mhm.
had fun that night. We
Mhm.
couldn't mix it up. That's probably a little bit more natural. But
Right.
here you got tons of examples.
Yeah, I love that. So let's break this down and show our
Let's
listeners the constructions that we used here. So first you said what, Michelle? Mhm.
boy, did we have fun that night. So
Yeah.
instead of boy, or just we had fun that night.
Yeah, I love that. And then you said, and I agreed with you. I said definitely. And then you said, "Oh, yes. Man, did our feet hurt after that night." Right? So
Right.
you could have said, "Man, our feet really hurt after that night," but it's just a little
Right.
punchier, a little
Right.
more fun. Mhm.
Exactly. And then we were talking about our friend spitting out wine all over a white rug. And you
Mhm.
said, yes, did we crack up or what? And what is crack up, Lindsay?
Crack up is to laugh. That is a slang term for laugh, which guys, write that one down.
Yes.
That's a great
Yes.
one. That'll be in the iOS Android app as a key phrase and vocabulary that you could highlight, tap, get the definition, and save to your list. That's
Yep.
what we do over on the app, guys. allearsenglish.com/app. All right.
Definitely.
Yes.
And then
Mhm.
what did I say?
All right, you said, but boy, was the host mad. So now that I see this in the role play, I think a lot about nostalgia.
Yeah.
Thinking back to your college days. Maybe there's someone who's in your life now who you went to college with. I remember
Mhm.
during spring break in my senior year in college, we rented a house in South Carolina. And we had an ice cream eating contest. So we had
Ooh,
the 2 pint challenge, we called it. So we all got
that's
2 pints of Ben and Jerry's, and whoever
that
could
sounds
eat
like
that.
it's perfect for you.
Wild, right?
Do you remember
Wild.
what
And
kind? Do you remember what flavor?
for me, it must have been some kind of chocolate peanut buttery,
Oh,
but
so you
I dropped
two.
out early, and so my friends kept going. We could be reminiscing about that 20 years later and say, "Boy, were we crazy to try to
Right.
eat 2 pints of ice cream." So
Yeah,
there is an aspect of
there you
nostalgia
go. Yeah,
sometimes with
yeah.
this, right?
Right, I think that's a really good insight, Lindsay, of how this is used. It's interesting because it wasn't how it was used on the episode of Friends, but this
Right.
is a
That's
key
true.
moment, guys, when you're trying to think about how you are going to use it. Think of these different kinds of contexts. And I would say, if you're going to give this a try, which I hope you do, try it first like this. Just give that a go first in a nostalgic way. Think about something with a friend that you used to do and you can reminisce
Yeah.
with them about and try to use that construction.
Yeah, because I almost think that the nostalgic context is a little easier
Yeah.
than the way Chandler used it, which is just kind of being funny,
Y-
making a comment,
Yeah.
self-reflection in that way that he did, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So try it that way within nostalgic context, guys. Talk to someone you went to school with or that you have an experience with in the past, distant past, or recent past, and use this construction here. Love it. So good.
Definitely. Okay. Well, this was so much fun. Thank you, Dee, for that question. And guys, give this a try.
Yeah, good stuff, Michelle. Guys, hit follow if you love All Ears English. I'll talk to you next time, Michelle. You have a good one.
You too. Bye.
Bye.